It's the Green Bay Packers taking on the visiting team.
Historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the Green and Gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with their opponents. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. They're halfway home, looking good, at a perfect 8-0.
And not much to complain about so far, is there? I'd have to say they're the best team in the NFL through the first half of the year.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they can't be any better as we hit the halfway mark. A perfect 7-0 on the year.
And when we looked at this team in August and we looked at the schedule, we thought they had the potential to get off to a hot start, but I don't think either of us expected 7-0.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? This taken in at the goal line. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here comes the Packers offense. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 5 catches, 53 yards.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is number 1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
Watch the screen, watch the screen.
On 2nd down, it's Hodges, and he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. So this game of ours, Charles, you know, the talk of the NFL world all week. 2 unbeaten teams. You rarely see such a matchup this deep into a season.
I would agree with that, because normally you might get one team undefeated for a while, but 2 teams like this, and I remember preseason, you looked at schedules and said, I think these 2 are on a collision course. It'd be interesting to see if they actually get there, and they did. And to me, the winner of this game has to wear the crown of Super Bowl favorite.
Hey, check back 11, check back 11.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it for different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Looking to throw. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the 1st down.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there. Hitting double digit. His 10th touchdown of the season. And the Packers have taken the early lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive 7 plays in length. And it was all finished off by the 17-yard touchdown run. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line. 23. They go play action here on first down. Sliding out of the pocket. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. It got his man complete. Touchdown. Will Fuller. 77 yards. And the Oilers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. The 21st pick back in the 2016 draft, Will Fuller, and we know that he can take the top off of a defense.
He certainly can, and the way that he does it is just straight, pure speed. That's one of the defensive coordinators in the league, and I said, how do you defend that? And he said, at times, you absolutely don't. If the quarterback gets time and he heaves it downfield, Will Fuller's going to outrun any coverage you put out there.
Now for the point after. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
Oh, what a move. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on his heels.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 46 yards on the ground for him so far. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run. Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And he'll take it down to the 30-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on 1st down.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now back to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now huge lost something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
47's the mic, boys. 47.
Back to throw here.
I'm coming.
Open space inside the 10. And he slides to a halt inside the 10.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Watch the run. Good shot, baby.
He'll try again, and he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A great effort there with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Packers have taken the lead. So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here this first quarter, and he's got both of them.
Well, he's certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And let's shift our attention to Will Fuller. It's really been a blistering start to the season for him so far. He's on pace to blow past 1,000 yards. The good receivers, it's interesting, though. You put extra coverage on them, they probably view that as a challenge. All right, I'm going to go after this. You put one guy on them, then they feel disrespected, and they want it to. So how do you cover him?
You're exactly right. That's an insult, right? Especially the year that he's having. But I just have to go ahead and I'm not going to insult him. I'm going to respect him. I'm sending as many people as possible. But one of the reasons he's having this type of a start is despite that type of coverage, he finds a way to what we call uncover late. Ball's thrown, even though there's coverage there, he's the one who can go up and come down with it, finds a way to get to the football.
And the offensive line has given them time in the pocket to have that uncovering late. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 for the 26.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Yo.
This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop any of those. But 3rd down coming up. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They'll look to throw here. It's complete to Fuller. And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of the first at the 32. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. Steps away to his left. They'll wind up losing 11 on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long. Now a give, right side. Hodges. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
I got wide. 47
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
They're running it.
Left side here, that's the tight
If you were me,
fan.
you do this.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. But it leads to fourth down. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. And this will split the upright. It's right down the middle. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about one-score lead, two-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here are visitors to take over on offense. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown. Will Fuller, 76 yards. And the Oilers are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. And he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Extra point up and through. And the lead is down to a field goal. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense. And he's been busy with his feet. He's been quite the scrambler. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They're at the halfway point of the season, Charles. 8-0. What a great start. Clearly a Super Bowl contender, if not the outright favorite, through 2 months to win the whole thing.
Well, there aren't too many bad things you can say right now because this team is playing pretty well. They've had a couple of injuries. That could plague them down the stretch. But their intensity doesn't waver. I think the road to the Super Bowl is going to go through them in the playoffs. And if you're on their road, things could be bumpy for you.
On play action, they'll throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Hodges. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got this to Jefferson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Christian Wilkins make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Well, last time 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush. So it's paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
47, Mike. Mike, 47.
He'll drop to throw. He'll buy some time right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it going.
Baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side.
This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But third down coming up.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
Watch out.
Finds a seam inside the 40, and all the way down to the 33-yard line.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle. That's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Being chased out left. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. 30. The 20. 10. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have him set up with a first. Right at about the 6-yard line. Gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, no surprise there that he got the ball. When you've got 2 touchdowns already, you're probably demanding it in your own huddle. And you can bet this defense, though, is going to be keyed in on him at this point. And they did a nice job stopping him behind the line of scrimmage.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Check Mike 47. Check Mike 47. Go. Just heavy on the edges. Go.
They'll drop to throw. Now he'll escape and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the defense will get their hands on it. Going the other way. Mistake there.
Points were already on the board in their mind. And that's the worst part about it, right? Because it's just like in golf. Never go down in the cup until it rolls in there. Otherwise, you can really get messed up with your scores. In this case, you know they thought, hey, at least 3, maybe even a chance to get 6. It's a little bit demoralizing going off the field. Now that you've turned it over and you come up empty.
Yeah, if he holds on to that, at least the field goal on 4th down. Now they lose it. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down. Going with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field have covered up essentially every blade of grass. They've allowed them to disrupt the play.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Rolling to his right. He's letting this one go for Fuller. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown. Will Fuller on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Oilers have retaken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time, fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go, and move on to the next game.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
47's a Mike. 47's a Mike.
They'll set up a throw. Eluding the pressure right. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
They don't want it. They don't want it.
All right, let's be frank. You hate the fumble at the end of the play. But prior to that, I liked a lot of what was going on. Tucks it down, takes off, picks up good yardage. But in that portion of the field, that close to the sideline,
Step out.
yeah, either get down or get out of bounds. Take care of the ball.
Yeah, he had the yards, but then the mistake.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Check. Crunch. 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 Kill, kill, kill.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Here's 2nd and 8. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away this time.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. He's going to flip one out here to his right. Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. movement from the field goal unit. They've got 4 full yards to go here on 4th and goal to hit pay dirt, but they're going to go for it. And he's not even going to get past the line of scrimmage. Brought down right at the 4. The run on 4th and goal from the 4 is stopped short. And the Packer defense stands tall down by the goal line. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And to give this time to the tailback. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. 66 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And this is picked up by the defense. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And the half will begin with a touchback. Now a look at Will Fuller as he and the rest of the offense gears up to get ready to go again. A monster game so far, 3rd quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover.
Got this complete to the tight end pin.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
What was that, ref?
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
Why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Listen, partner now. Go.
Back to throw. Caught here left side by Brett. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Well, Brandon, you can see that. They were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed actually continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Second and 20.
No. Off.
They'll set up to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Here I come again.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from the lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They'll look to throw.
Come on, oh, come on, oh.
Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 42.
They brought in a heavy set on third down, and that usually means running play. But we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one. Wound up hitting him for a first down.
Gets around him. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On first down, Britt. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
I can't believe they let you play.
Escaping the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, after watching him ring the bell that many times and putting him in the end zone throwing it, you had to figure they had to bring some type of pressure. That would change things up on defense.
They're able to get to him, put him on the ground, so maybe just something to throw him off a little bit.
Yeah, that had to feel a lot better for the defensive guys. They've been getting carved up in this one. To finally knock him on the ground and force an incompletion, that's got to be a sigh of relief. Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
And they'll run again.
And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. Another shot here from the 2 as they come up on 3rd and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
His 5th rushing touchdown on the year, 6th overall. And the Oilers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Extra point right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter.
And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Hey, watch this, watch this.
They're going to look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Hodges. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
They certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it.
Can't get away, and he's taken down. Christian Wilkins in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away from pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this.
And the pressure gets to him again. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. And he's going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. But these Packers and these Packer fans really thrive in the cold temperatures here at Lambeau. And their guys have the lead here with a 1st and 10. A throw over the middle taken in. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. It's going the other way. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over a football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now. Was that 3 drives?
Yep.
3 fumbles?
3 fumbles.
It's time to change our luck some way, somehow. Focus, concentration. You'll hear those words on the bench in a big way right now.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
51 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Here we go. Here we go. Check 50. Check 50. Whip. Watch the whip.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score. I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
You ready? Hey, watch Sam. Check Mike.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Oilers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it was all finished off by the 17-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range, and guess what? They've got a shot.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
The Packers on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And he can't find the receiver, and he's brought down.
Christian Wilkins has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. But collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. They've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming over the quarterback.
That's not good enough, man.
This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Second down and 3.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. That's just his second catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game. They've done a great job of doing that.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end.
7 yards to pick up there.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
47 Mike, 47 Mike.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. On the move to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up third down.
Throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
47's the mic, boys. 47. Check, 47. We own them.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. Left it exposed that time. Wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
That's caught. It's 2-2 Atwell.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. It doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Let's go one more.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
Completes it to Fant on the right side. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up big...
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked off at the 20. He's at the 50. He's at the 30.
No,
20,
man, no.
10, 5, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback. Just put the balls in the air They treated like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Now the try here for the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. And that unbeaten record very much in jeopardy. It's been a great first few months of the season so far, but they have run into a buzzsaw here, trailing big in the fourth quarter.
Watch the curl, watch the curls. Hey, check Mike 11, check Mike 11.
Coming to you, coming to you.
Hey, check.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Fell a first down and then some. And some room to roam now. Look at the big man rumble. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. In one play, 75 yards end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this one won't bounce their way. It's covered up by the hands team. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like... They needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
97 yards rushing for guys. He has been tremendous all day long.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that's a wide out. When you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. Here's a handoff out of the gun.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape. Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed him down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. They come up short here on 4th down. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop.
Here I come. Here I come.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hodges. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and short.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. Hey, check Mike 11.
Back to throw again.
It's gonna be a long day.
And he will find his man on the outside. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game.
Mike, 58, right there.
I got one.
They'll look to throw again. This is the tight end fan. Now the Packers are going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. 2nd and 1. Going right back to Fant. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's to the 10. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style.
So for our visitors,
they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign.
And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Packers, it's their first stumble of the season. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.